How's it going, everybody? Happy Friday. This video obviously is not on mystery ghost stories or mystery unsolved, but kind of a end of the year assessment video, if I'm being totally honest, because I feel it's that time of year. um, Basically, I'm on here to address a couple of things. Not that anyone's curious, not that anyone asked, but just to get myself out there before the year ends to let you know all the stuff that I recently finished accomplishing and pretty much what's what's on Justin's agenda for 2025. First up, I would like to note that Mystery Unsolved and Mystery Ghost Stories will be returning next year. I can confirm that. And also, another new show, another new podcast that I'll be doing, Mystery Blue Book, which is pretty much the same setup, but it's just going to be me talking about well-known UFO cases. So, if anybody knows me, they know I'm into UFOs. I'm certified in UFO studies. I'm adding Mystery Blue Book to my repertoire. So, do stay tuned and look forward to those in the coming year. Like I said, Mystery Unsolved will be returning for another season. I'd like to tell you what season I'm on, but I can't keep track anymore. I think 10. It's getting a little more scarce and difficult to come up with episodes just because after you do like Amelia Earhart, Bermuda Triangle, Jimmy Hoffa, Lost Colony of Roanoke, they're just all kind of like, you're just kind of scrapping at the bottom of the plate looking for good episodes. But fortunately, I have found a few. Um, I have noticed that there's a lot of disappearances over the last 15 years that are like really, really bizarre. So do stay tuned for those next year for the newest season of Mystery Unsolved. And also Mystery Ghost Stories. I will have those. And the cases will likely come from the BuzzFeed Unsolved guys um, from the book that I read. And also Mysterious Unsolved Crimes. That's another book that I had read this year. This year or last year, one of the two. But yeah, that was my hand. Um, so now that that's out of the way, let's address the other elephant in the room. Um, I have just finished my 13th novel, Nightshade Station. This, of course, is a horror / crime thriller, and yeah, um, I would say, was it difficult to write? Yes. It's going to be even more difficult to assess, to revise, and edit because there's a lot of jargon, like criminal police jargon, that I'm going to need help with. But I'm sure I can put it together, so no worries there. I also just finished Blood on the Boardwalk, which is a short story complement to Nightshade Station, which is also going to be perma-free on Amazon. So it's kind of a way, I'm making it free because it's going to be a way to get people to be interested and potentially buy Nightshade Station. So in other things, it's going to be a loaded perma-free book. Like the book's free, but there's going to be other things in it that will interest the reader, which is the whole idea behind the book. Uh, One thing you may have known if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram is that my computer crashed and I still can't fix it. So I'm going to probably call Microsoft in the coming days to see if they can help me because I am a bit of an idiot at this point. I like to think I know computers, but I don't. At least not to this extent. It's probably a stupid, simple code to enter on command prompt, and I can't do it because I'm doing it wrong. So I'm hoping to fix that because as much as I love this tablet, I can only do so much on it. I'm just so used to relying on my computer. So, it's more mindset than it is like preference, I guess. I guess it's mindset and preference. I can do stuff on here on the tablet. Don't get me wrong. It's just I prefer to, you know, finish editing, revising, and putting my book together on a computer. But just in a tablet like this is like a laptop. I understand, but I'll be damned if I edit on this thing. Just trying to hit the screen, it would just, oh god. But yeah, so that has pretty much given me a little bit of an issue. I was able to finish Blood on the Boardwalk. Hell, I rewrote Blood on the Boardwalk on this tablet because I probably lost it on that computer. And if I didn't, I don't know. We'll address that when we get to it. But yeah. But now we're 6 minutes in. I've already discussed two major things. What else is there to look forward to from Justin in 2025? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I'm here to tell you. One thing I would like to keep doing is making more videos. Now, obviously, I only come on here for Mystery Unsolved, Mystery Ghost Stories, and Mystery Blue Book, potentially. That's probably all the Justin you need to see on live, right? Right? Remember, I used to do stuff like this every Friday. I want to make more content. I want to make more video content. Basically, maybe just even like doing movie reviews or book reviews and just giving you my 2 cents on it. I see people do it on here all the time. So I figure if they can do it, why can't I, right? So basically, what I'm saying in a nutshell is I would like to make more video content for all of you. Aside from just my mystery series, which will soon be 3. I will address the whole video thing in a little bit again in further detail because well, again, I'll just address it if I need to, if I remember. The other thing is what about the next book, Justin? When will Nightshade Station be published? Therein lies the tale. So first I have to come up with a cover for Blood on the Boardwalk, which I think I have. I just gotta put everything together. Nightshade Station, as of right now, I have it on my website that it's going to be due out in the spring of 2025, which I think is reasonable. That gives me January, February, March, gives me like 3 months to like really buckle down. I mean, I'm not going to give you a month of when I'm publishing that, but I'll just say the spring. So that way it gives me a little leeway. If like by April I'm still not completed, it won't matter because, again, not that anyone's going to care, but I'll care. I'll know deep down. But yeah, so expect Nightshade Station in the spring of 2025. Blood on the Boardwalk, same thing. I wanted to get Blood on the Boardwalk out before, although it's really weird because I've never done anything like this. Like, write a short story complement to a book that I just completed. So I'm not really sure how that would go. So I might need to ask another fellow author. In fact, if a fellow author watches this and you know what I'm talking about, like you've written a short story complement to help promote your novel that you just wrote, like, let me know like how you did it. Did you bring that out? Did you release that before your book or after or during? Doesn't matter. Like, I'm not really sure how that all goes about. So I'd be interested. Someone wants to tell me. After Nightshade Station, after Blood on the Boardwalk, what is next, Justin? Because if there's one thing that every book marketer will tell you, it's how do you promote a book? You write the next one. On to the next. Blood on the Boardwalk is not considered a book, so it's more of a short story. Therefore, Nightshade Station is 13. So, Justin, what exactly is book number 14? for you? Well, we're back to Western horror for the third time ever. I reckon it's time again. Book number 14 will be called High Stakes at the Bonesaw Saloon. It was originally supposed to be I was going to make it a sequel to Brimstone Express. But the more I thought about it, the more I decided, you know what? I'm just going to keep my Westerns standalone. That's just again personal preference. That's just how I like to do. That's just how I like my Western horror as standalones. If there comes a time where I feel like I can go back to them, or for some reason like I blow up and people are just demanding a sequel for Brimstone Express or High Stakes, then maybe I'll consider it. The only thing worth noting is High Stakes at the Bonesaw Saloon, while not a sequel to Brimstone Express, will take place in the same location and city as Brimstone Express. So if that makes it a sequel by default, so be it. But it's not, to me, in my eyes, as the writer of it, it will not be a sequel. But it will take place in the Bonesaw Saloon, which of course is the saloon in Brimstone Express, which means it will take place in the city of Bloodwater. After that, I will even give you a small little sneak peek at the title and works of book number 15. So, for those who keep track of these videos, which is probably nobody at this point, let's be honest, every once in a while, I will name drop a title or I will tell you my future books, because if there's one thing I have, it's probably my next 15 to 20 books planned out, at least by title, in genre, on my phone. I kid you not. Busy. Uh, book number 15? Yeah, I just said 15. Can't even remember. Book number 15 is going to be very interesting because it's going to be the first book that is like a pure crime thriller. It's my first pure crime thriller since Opium Warfare. We all remember Opium Warfare. You guys remember that. My Shanghai thriller. Nightshade Station is a thriller / horror, so I just don't really crime thriller / horror, so I just don't consider it a true crime thriller because it's going to have horror elements in it. But book number 15 is going to be very unique and intriguing, at least for this guy, because it's the first book, and are you ready for this? In a crime thriller series that will span 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. However, the books will be more 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. So it's not going to be 1 through 6. It's going to be 1 to 3.5. And they are going to be in the organized crime genre of crime. We're talking the mob. That's right. Yep. The next 6 books after High Stakes at the Bonesaw Saloon are going to be a 6-book series, although 1 to 3.5, and it will be about the mob. I don't expect any of you to remember this. If you do remember this and you want to DM me saying, Justin, I appreciate you, I'll remember these titles for your books. God bless you. I hope you do, but you won't. I like taking little jabs at myself. I'll name drop the titles for you right now. Book number 1. First of all, what is the name of the series? So the name of this series is going to be called the American Onslaught series. And book 1 in the American Onslaught series is Gangster Town, which takes place in Chicago. Book number 1.5 takes place Gangster Town will take place up until 1947. Again, I'm not going to give anything away, but gangsters, 1947. If you know your gangsters, you know why that year is important. Book 1.5 is called Roulette Boulevard. It takes place in 1947 and it takes place in Las Vegas. Again, if you know your mobsters, what also took place in 1947 in Las Vegas. Book number 2 is going to be called Black Rose Park, and that takes place in the Big Apple, New York. That will span a certain amount of years. Book 2.5 is called Darkness Over Dallas. Book 3 is called Shakedown City. Oh, excuse me, Darkness Over Dallas takes place in Dallas, obviously. Didn't think I needed to say that, but you know. Book number 3 is called Shakedown City, and that takes place in Boston. And if I'm writing a mobster book about Boston, I think you all know exactly who I will be writing about. And book 3.5 will take place in Providence, and that book will be called Headlights on the Hill. And that title was actually, you know who came up with that title? That was not me. That was my late mother. She came up with it because she liked Providence. She was from Rhode Island, and I was trying to think of a good title, and she was like, "How about Headlights on the Hill?" Thinking of like Federal Hill, and I was like, you know what? That's perfect. So those are the 6 titles of my American Onslaught series that I will be writing after uh, uh, High Stakes at the Bonesaw Saloon. Holy crap. Although I will probably do a lot of research, I'm going to probably read a lot of Mafia books before I start that because I'm going to need to. But yeah, so those are my next 2 writing projects. Uh, there was one other thing I wanted to address, but to be completely honest, I don't know if I want to, but maybe I will. I'll try to go into it as smooth as I possibly can. Promoting and marketing. There's one thing that I have not done this year. It is promote and market my books. I have just completely just I shut down in the middle of the year because I had to move, and even before I moved, I was like sort of promoting and sort of marketing. And after I found out that I was gonna have to move, I was like, oh, I'll just pick it up when I settle in my new place. Well, here I am now, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 8 months in. And if I'm gonna be totally honest, I wouldn't even say I dropped the ball on promoting and marketing. I just never got started. I kept saying to myself I was going to. I said it in my head. I said it to myself out loud at times. And I never wrote it down because I knew if I wrote it down, it would. Whenever I write something down to do, I usually try to sit down and do it. So I think by my own logic, I was like, if you write it down, then you're going to have to promise yourself that you're going to do it. So I didn't do it. And I am sort of kicking myself because I feel like I could have got a lot done. I feel like I could have had a lot more sales this year, but it just never happened. It just never materialized. If I'm being totally honest, it comes down to a couple of things, right? The month of May has not been good to me the last few years. And when I found out I had to move, that was in the month of May. So I was just kind of like, of course I did, of course. But then I said to myself, hey, when you get settled in, you should probably promote and market again. And that first week I was settled in and I was just like, no, it's too early. And then I sat down in front of the computer. And by then, I wanted to start writing Nightshade Station. So even though Brimstone Express was fresh and I still needed to it was like a couple months old, and I was just like, oh, I should just probably promote it, but I never did. I even bought a Writers Publishing Profit 4.0, 5.0. You may remember me telling you about the 40 free courses that I got from like 2 years ago. Well, I bought the not the newest 4.0, there's one, it might be 6.0. I know I didn't buy the one in the middle. I didn't buy the one after. So I might be Writer's Profit 6.0. I bought it for $40 and I still haven't touched it. So like 2 years ago, I'm probably going to go in and a lot of them I won't be able to access because my stupid ass waited too long. But anyway, I want to use that to help me promote and market. Plus, I still got the ones from 2 years ago that I just broke down. There's like 15 left out of 40. Go figure. But there's good ones that I watched the videos, I did the training and stuff, and I want to apply that to my own promoting and marketing. But basically, what happened this year was just like May, I had to move. Sorry, I thought I heard something. I got settled in, and then what happened was the summer happened. No big deal. I had all of the summer to write and to promote and market. But again, Nightshade Station happened, so I started writing that and I got caught up in the writing. I can promote and market and write. I'm at least, I like to think, not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm skilled enough to be able to write and then push that aside and then promote and market my books that are already out. But even knowing that I can do that, I still didn't do it. So that's on me. Then what happened is, well, let's see, I had 2 jobs. Then I got a third job because I worked at Spirit Halloween for the second straight year. So I had 3 jobs by October, by September, and August, the end of August. So for August through October, I had 3 jobs. So any time that I did have to myself, I didn't want to sit down and promote and market because to me that's more work. Like the last thing I want to do is more work. I did do some writing, but it was just like, it was exhausting. So after Spirit was gone, I just had the 2 jobs, my main one and my second job. And again, more time opened up for me. And even if I worked more, I still should have applied more free time to myself to promote and market, and I just never did. I just did other stupid crap, just watch more TV. I become a bit of a movie aficionado. Honestly, I've watched so many movies this year. It's crazy. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. I mean, maybe I've always watched movies. It's just this year I have just watched a ton of them. So that's why I mentioned earlier on in the video that I should probably do reviews of movies and give you my 2 cents on them. Some of them will probably be very controversial, while others will be like, oh, yeah, okay. So yeah, basically next year, I'm going to say it right now, I want to promote and market more. Which brings me to the topic I kind of want to sort of address because it needs to be addressed. And it made me realize that if these people can promote themselves, then I should be able to promote myself in the way that I do. And I am an author. I'm a writer. I, of course, as an author and writer, want people to buy my books. I want them to subscribe to my emails. I want them to be invested in me as a brand. And one thing that I've noticed toward the end of this year, although it's really no surprise and it's really not anything new that I've noticed, but you may all be familiar with the website OnlyFans. Justin, where are you going with this? Get your minds out of the gutter. I happen to know that OnlyFans, of course, has many girls that promote themselves. And these girls like to consider themselves a brand, right? They like to consider themselves a brand. They promote themselves. They promote their content. We all know the content to which I'm referring to, but for the sake of argument and the sake of this video, I'm just going to simply refer to it as content. I will not get into the details and nature of this content, but you all know exactly what I'm referring to. To make a long story short, I also happen to know for a fact that a lot of these girls really just buckle down and they invest all their time and efforts into their OnlyFans pages, and they bust out their content, right? And then they expect people, mostly guys, to buy their content. Are you done over there? Okay. I have to talk over the heat because the heat just came up. Like the heat was on, but it came on in a rush. Back to what I was saying. Justin, where are you going with this? Very simple. If a girl who's just simply a content creator can promote and market herself, then why the hell can't I promote myself as an author and writer? That's all. That's where I was going with that. But I think the thing that really pisses me off, which makes me want to just try to drop a pipe bomb, is the fact that these girls just don't do anything other than the fact that they're just, we all know what they're doing. They're just taking their clothes off and creating their content and then promoting it at however of a ridiculous price that they do. And they get all these people crawling, these men who crawl and creep and buy their content, and they're making more money than me. And you know what? That freaking goddamn pisses me off. It really does. I I really just don't like content creators right now. I don't like social media creators. I don't like people on YouTube. I don't like video creators, podcast creators, because you know what? They don't fucking do anything. Here comes the pipe bomb. They don't do anything. They literally just sit there and talk, or they sit there and they promote themselves. They promote their bodies. They talk, and they're making what? Two, three, four, probably even five fucking figures. Some of them make millions of dollars just from doing nothing. And I'm not trying to say like I'm not being bitter. I'm not telling you to take pity on me. I'm not crying a river. I'm not saying, oh, woe is me. I'm saying that as an author, I'm sure I speak on behalf of a lot of authors. If I don't speak on behalf of you, that's fine. I don't care. But I'm sure there's other people out there that are writers that are just like me, that bust their fucking asses day in and day out to write their novels, to write their short stories, to get their works out there, to get themselves out there as a brand, to promote, and they market, to get people to buy their books, to subscribe to their email lists, to invest in them as a person and a brand. And we got OnlyFans girls, we got YouTubers, we got podcasters, we got social media creators who do what? Nothing. I'll add video gamers, gaming streamers like Discord. You know when I say the Discord gamers, people who game for a living and make five figures, right here, yeah, right there. It's like, okay, maybe they play video games, but they're making five fucking figures. I don't understand. I don't understand how more people in this freaking world, pretty much millennials too, like let's be honest. Let's not sugarcoat it. You know, people like Amaranth, Logan Paul. Like, why do I know about these people? I'm not in the Discord gaming world. But these people, these people are just, I know of their names because they don't do anything and they're so fucking famous for not doing anything that they make a bajillion dollars of money. Where are you going with this, Justin? Are you done with your pipe bomb tirade? I am. In a nutshell, to sum all of this up, it just frustrates me. It just frustrates me that all these people are so well known for doing absolutely nothing. That's not true though, Justin. They go out there and I know what they do. They hustle, they promote, they market, they go out there and they do what I don't do. But that's my point. I have 13 books on my resume that I should be promoting and marketing. like a freak, like an absolute monster. And yet these gamers, these podcasters, these content creators, they're not really doing anything. They don't, like, if they work, you don't know. They probably don't work because that is their work, their livelihood. Once they get out of their basements or their mansions, and God only knows how they got that money. Basically, I'm just frustrated. I'm just getting all my grievances out. It's the end of the year. Sue me. You know? Uh, I basically want to do what they do, but obviously within reason because I work for a living. I actually write for a living too. So between those two things, I should be able to put them together and be like, you know what? This is worth it. This isn't a hobby. Like when people have the nerve to say to me, like, "Oh, is your writing a hobby?" Well, is your content creating a hobby? Well, no. This is my job because I don't know how to find a real job. I had two jobs. I have two jobs. I had three, and I write on the side. But I don't consider my writing a hobby. Still probably better than what you do. Uh, I'm just I'm trying to calm down. I'm calm, but I'm trying to calm down. Basically, I want to do what they do, but obviously within more reason. I have a reason to want to promote and market myself because I'm an author. Whereas everyone else I just mentioned, like that's what they do, but at the same time, in my mind, it's just not the same. We are not the same. We are not alike. You know, not all of us can take a video and pictures of us making stupid, you know, like number jackass. Like that's even worse. I'm not even gonna go there, but you get my point. Like people who do stupid shit on the internet and they make a ton of money. That's basically what I was saying. Down the rabbit hole I went, but back up I bounce. I will close this video by giving you another couple of things that I would like to. I'm not setting these as goals for next year because I never do goals. So, what are your New Year's resolutions? If I told you, I'd probably be lying to myself because I ain't gonna freaking come. I'm not gonna finish any of them. Like when people ask, "Oh, do you work out?" What does that mean? What does work out mean? I don't know. Should I probably work out? Of course I should, but I never do. Uh, Anyways, here are a couple things that you can look forward for me. And I promise no more pipe bombs, no more end of the year pipe bombs. This will be the only one. Uh, the first thing, obviously, like I just finished saying, I want to promote and market. So if you start seeing my name a little bit more on social media, if you see me a little bit more on Instagram, that's why. If you see a little bit more of me on YouTube, that's why. If you see a little bit more of me on Facebook, I guess that's why. Who uses Facebook anymore for like promoting purposes? And if they do, they are way too invested. I checked out of Facebook like 2 years ago. It's just not. It's not worth it. Like you should be on there as a presence, and you can like sort of like put your stuff out there, but you shouldn't be all in on Facebook. If in 2025, if you are, then good for you. I mean that. Like good for you. Instagram, I believe, is still where it's at. In Twitter or X, the site formerly known as Twitter, uh, that's going down the tube. But I still like to go on there. Not as much of a Twitter holic as I used to be, but stay on track, Justin. Stay on track. I want to promote and market more. I want to get more video content like this out, and obviously maybe I get more views, man. Maybe I get more views. Uh, I'll be on here more. You know, you look forward to me, I'll look forward to you. It's sort of how it works. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Isn't that how the saying goes? Um, and then finally, one other thing that I wanted to address. Obviously, I want to make more video content. I want to make more. I'm obviously going to do more writing and promoting. But another thing I would like to do is gain more email subscribers and to get more social media followers. Because let's be honest, like I mentioned earlier, I'm not Logan Paul, nor would I ever want to be. Did you know he has kids apparently? That weirded me out so much. Um, I'm not Dr. Dynamite or Mr. Beast or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. And I'm not Kylie Jenner, obviously, although I am a lot better looking, let's be honest. Uh, so I don't have the skills to gain social media followers, but I do know some people on here who could probably help me with that, aside from me just hustling and do it myself. But basically, what I'm saying is I want to try to build my brand, build my pages, and get them numbers up. The more numbers, the more eyes. The more eyes, the more buys, right? No one's ever said that except for me just now. Oh, it's time to wrap this video up. I have just ranted and raved for way too long. So yeah, if anyone watched this video till its end, I apologize. I absolutely apologize if you watch this for its entirety, which will probably be like 40 minutes. God bless your soul. A lot of ranting, a lot of promises that'll hopefully not be broken for next year. But basically, I want to accomplish a lot of stuff next year. And the only way that I can do that is if I know that I have support out there. That's what this all comes down to. So you can take my ranting, my pipe bomb dropping, and my raving like an absolute lunatic, talking about content creators and Logan Paul. But at the end of the day, I want to try to build my brand. And I can't do that without, supporters and readers out there like you. So, if you've never read a book of mine, what are you waiting for? You know, I got 12 of them out right now. So go buy yourself one. Go pick one up. If you liked it, leave a nice review. If you didn't like it, please don't leave a review. Hey, we all think it. I just said it. Um, in all seriousness, though, if you don't like one of my books, try another one. And if I'm just not your cup of tea, maybe just message me personally and be like, hey, I like your idea of writing. It's just not my thing. Constructive criticism is good. But if you tell me in a review that you read my book, gave it 1 star, didn't like it, and in the review you say it was so crappy that you returned it for a refund, that's not cool. That's not okay. And by the way, obviously that happened once, but it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video now because I am just ranting like a lunatic. This has been my 2024 assessment video. For those that watch this on the playback, again, if you watch this to its entirety, thank you. Thank you for listening. I will see you all next year on Mystery Unsolved, Mystery Ghost Stories, Mystery Blue Book, and hopefully some movie reviews or even some board game reviews. Would you guys like that? You have to give me a like at least if you watch it up until now. If I should do some board game reviews, let me know because, getting into board games a lot lately. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Happy New Year.